Hi everybody, it's Miss Ruth and Sarah, and we're so happy that you came back once again to our Little Lights room at St. James Sunday School here in Waterdown. So today we're going to be talking about water. So we think of water, you know, the Great Lakes. We've got Lake Ontario nearby. It's huge and it's so much fun in the summer for swimming and boating and just looking at the water. Water is very important. We need water for cooking, bathing, drinking, just for survival. We need it every day. So long time ago, in the time of Jesus, they had to go to a place called a well. So they would bring containers to carry water. Okay, so when we think about carrying a large amount of water, we're probably thinking about something like this, a pail. Wow, it's pretty deep. That's bigger than your head, isn't it? So that would be one way that you could carry a whole lot of water. And when we're serving meals, we carry a good amount of water in this, but it's less difficult to carry. So we can pour that into cups and so on. And this is what we carry around if we're just going to have a little drink, right? Yep. And we have water bottles. I didn't bring a water bottle, but I brought a glass bottle that's woven, an old woven technique on it. And this could have held any kind of beverage like water. And it's easy to hold because of the shape of it. So this is our theme today is all about water. And we're going to sing our song about God being so good because water is one of the things that we have that's very, very important. And there's some funny pauses in it that you're going to see that it's a little bit challenging to stop singing. There we go. So we'll try to do it right. God is so good. It's an easy tune. God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. He's so good to me. He cares for me and you. He cares for me and you. He cares for me. He's so good to me. Here's our pause. We just do a little dance. Tell me a secret. I love him so. I love him so. I love him so. He's so good to me. Dance. I praise his name. I praise his name. I praise his name. He's so good to me. God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. He's so good to me. God is so good. He's so good to me. And to all of us. There, that was fun. And we paused at the right times. That was really super. Good job. All right, we're looking at a picture of Jesus visiting some friends. And I was talking about water, and I chose this picture because there is a container that shows water. Because water did not come in plastic bottles in the days of Jesus. It would be made out of pottery. So that is a way that you would serve your guests water from a container like that. Okay, so we're going to come over here to our story. And this is that Jesus had been on the road with his disciples for a long time. And it's a dusty area. You could have seen from that picture, it's deserty and dusty, and they always have sandals on, and they were getting thirsty and they were getting hungry. They've been walking all day long. And so they said, Jesus, we're going to go into town and get some food, and you sit by the well. So here's the great big well. And Jesus came down and he sat by the well, like this. So he sat by the well and he waited to see. It was a time of day that was a little hotter. A lot of people would go in the morning or the evening to get water, but this was a hotter time of the day. And along came a woman. She was a Samaritan woman, and she had her water container. So you can see the same kind of container we saw in the picture at the side. And Jesus said to her, "Would you please give me a drink of water?" And she was very surprised, because at that time, men often didn't talk to women, especially if they weren't of the same culture and they were from different cultures. But she saw that he was friendly, and so she did get him a drink of water from the well. And then Jesus said to her, "I know all about you. I know there's some things that you're not proud of doing in your life." And he told her that what they were. And she said, "How do you know this?" He says, and then he said, I am the one who is sent that knows about you, and I'm bringing love and the goodness of God into your life. And she dropped her water container at that point, and she went into town, and she told all the people that she had met the one who was promised to come. That was Jesus. And so the people came, and this is a typical picture that we see in Sunday school classes of all the people coming to see Jesus, and he's talking to them. They love to hear his stories about God's love, and it's a beautiful picture. So storytelling and telling of God's love was a big part of the mission of Jesus with all his disciples. They all did that. So let's look at our Bible verse that goes with this today. "I will be glad and rejoice in your love." And this being Valentine week coming up, we talk about love quite a bit. So this is from kind of the center of the Bible. When you open it up, you often end up at Psalms. Psalm 31, verse 7. "I will be glad and rejoice in your love." All right, we're going to go over to our craft table now. And since this had to do with water, I thought, okay, let's take the end of that toilet paper roll that was left behind, and we'll make it into a little well. So if you were with me last week, we made these little fish with it, and we made a mobile out of them just by making a cut, and that put the tail to the fish. And that was a cool idea from just a simple thing like a toilet paper roll. So today, let's take the other half of that and make it into a well. So we could make stones around it at the top. I would think that we would use mostly black and brown to do the coloring. You can use crayons or markers. So I looked up a few markers here. I think maybe orange tones would be another possibility. Any kind of sandy, rocky kind of color would work. So you're going to take time to do that a little bit better than I am, because I'm doing it pretty fast, and make a little well out of that. And then I thought, let's take and make raindrops. So I just took a piece of blue paper and made raindrop shapes on it. And then I took the Bible verse, put it down at the top, and it was, "I will be glad and rejoice in your love." So I put one of those words, "I will be glad," and so on, into each raindrop. And then I took them and cut them out. And then I took a big piece of blue yarn. So if you've got blue or green or any kind of watery color, even white would do, because there's white frothiness. And then you're going to put each raindrop onto the yarn. And to hold it in place, you just have to make a little loop at the top. So you'll probably need some adult help for that part of it, like that. We'll put one more in. There's 2 to go. I think I can get the last 2 in here. And if you cut your yarn too short, just add another piece on. It's not hard. I think I've got space for the last one, the word love. And we'll just tie a knot around it at the top. Okay. There it is. So I didn't have to add an extra piece. And then we'll take our little well shape and put the beginning of the sentence inside the well, like water would be inside the well, and that could be taped. And so this is an easy craft. Once again, we always try to find things that you could have around home to do, and you don't have to go to a store to buy anything. So a piece of string or yarn and the Bible verse, I will be glad and rejoice in your love. Okay, so there's the water coming out of the well. Kind of a cool idea. And this is a book that one of our special members that helps with children, Pat Simpson, gave me. God Gave Us Love. And I thought, let's just read a couple pages from this just to show how love is in families. So this one is about a bear family. And it says, God's love brings out the best in us, and families show us love all the time, Grandpa said. Group hug, said little Cub. He yelled, and his sister and his brother came running in to join. So there they are having a group hug. And I'll go to one more page. They stood there for a bit. It felt warm and cozy and close, all in that group hug. I think this is God bringing out the best in us, said little Cub. I think this is God giving us love. Anytime we show love, little Cub, we're sharing a bit of his love. So that's a great message for us every day, Valentine's Day being a time of love that we think about, and God's love in our song and in our story today. So I pray that you have a wonderful time with your friends and your family this week, and you remember to show God's love in everything that you do. Bye for now for Miss Ruth.